to Taqwa Ministries podcast. I'm Charles Ahmad Mosley, and I got Cam King, and he's going to be the narrator today, as always. So I'm going to pass it on to Cam King. How you doing today, Cam King?
I am gravy, Charles. Thanks for asking. Another lovely day. Yes, once again, we are here for another episode of Taqwa Ministries, the podcast, starring yourself, our host, Charles Mosley, and me, Cam King. Let's get started. We got some important, I feel, topics to discuss today. First one being some news here recently in Texas on inmates at a certain prison here. I'm gonna let you give the specifics on the information since you talked to the source and know more information about it. I'm just going to set it up. So a prisoner here in one of the TDC run jail systems or jails, by the name of Timothy Bowie, died unexpectedly due to an overdose of PCP mixed with some methamphetamines. Again, this was recently. You know Timothy Bowie's mother and spoke with her, and she kind of filled you in on the ins and outs and the specifics of as far as what she knows and the information that she has thus far.
Yes.
And y'all had a little discussion about it, so let's go ahead and talk about it.
Well, I went down there, actually. I went down to the prison because they called Taqwa Ministry to assist, and they was giving me some information that wasn't sound. It wasn't sound information. So I took it upon myself to actually go down to the unit. And when I went down to the unit, I got more information. I got the mother number and everything. Got his name. Got his birthday. Matter of fact, he died on his birthday. He died at 28. He would have been 29 his birthday. And with this month, his birthday was this month. So I got her number and I actually called her. And we had a long talk. She was a real sweet lady. She lived in the Missouri County area, like around the south of here, around Houston, Bryan College Station area. But anyway, so she told me that on the unit they was telling me that it was another way he died. But his mother said that he died. They had rushed him to the hospital in Galveston, which is John Seeley Hospital, and they tried to save him or whatever, but they couldn't. He was gone, and she said that when they did the autopsy, did the blood screen, however they do to find out you got drugs in your system. They found PCP and methamphetamine. That's what they listed as a cause of death. And so she was telling me that they was on investigation, so they still had the body and stuff like that. And I'm still waiting on a call from her right today to let me know if they released the body. But how it's looking is TDC is really like digging deep in this because someone sold them drugs. So if they find out that someone sold them drugs, whoever they did, they can get a murder case.
So that's what I was going to ask, Charles. Do you think, are you getting from the conversation that you had from Timothy's mother about the investigation, that the investigation is going to be more on some type of foul play that may have occurred, like maybe it was an intentional overdose induced by somebody in the prison, or is the investigation, do you feel, going to be more gravitating towards how the drugs actually got into the prison?
I think it's going to be both. I think the main investigation is how he got it. You know how they smuggle it all kinds of ways in there. Everybody think the guards is doing it. They not doing it all. You know, I've been down there. They got a trustee camp down there. And on this trustee camp, they outside. So like they say, if I'm a visitor going down there, the only thing I do is wherever landmark that the person tell me to throw it on, that only thing I do is just drive down the street and just throw it out. It ain't nobody. I ride the roads all the time. It ain't nobody on these roads that's coming into the prison. You know what I'm saying? So once ever he tell them, hey, throw it at this landmark, and when they throw it at the landmark, then what they do in their tractor when they go out for the work duties, they'll go and pick up the dope. That's how it's getting in there mostly. Guards ain't just necessarily doing it. I ain't gonna say they not, but because they are, because they caught a lot of them doing it. They don't call a lot of them bringing it in and whatnot. But in this case right here, we don't actually know how it got in, who gave it to them. But that's what I'm thinking the investigation would be. It'll be surrounding both aspects of it, of how it got in and who gave it to them.
And so at this point, it's 2025. All of us who are probably 35, 40 and over understand the dynamic of how the drugs actually started to leak into, as well as guns, our communities back in the late 70s and 80s through the government filtering those things in our hoods to the gangs and fueling all of that commotion that came up in that era, right?
Yes.
So we can we're easily able to go there and say, well, you're right. How is the drugs getting in there? Is the government still playing drug dealer and dispensing and selling drugs in these prisons? And if so, what would be a good reason for them to do that, Charles?
Well, I'll say it like this, and then also I talked to some guys that actually recently got out, and they was telling me that they know for a fact that the wardens and the administration is doing it because when the drugs is on the wing, they say they notice that it's quiet, that when they do the count and everything, they'll go and if they see one of the guys in their little old crazy state or whatever, that the drugs have them in, like their K2, they be tripping, you know, doing all the moving and stuff. And when they see that, they say they just take them out the cell, maybe go out and throw some water on them or whatever, and bring them right back to the cell. So that's what the guy told me. So I'm thinking, when he said that the administration done found a tool to depopulate the situation on each wing. Like if it's a rowdy wing, they say, well, because they know what the troubled wings are. So what they do is they say, well, we're gonna make sure this wing, that wing that's trouble is that put the drugs on there so they can be under influence and doing what they do, so it won't be no problems, and they'll have less fights and less commotion that's on the wings. So that's what I'm feeling real strongly, Camp King, is that they found a way, and they just easing it in there because they know it's getting in there. So they just, oh yeah, we gonna find a way, and they not saying it, they not gonna say it, but that's what I feel very strongly, Camp King, is that they putting them drugs on the wings to bring down the confusion and all the fights and the drama that comes on you being in prison and you maybe got an aggravated case or got a bunch of time or whatever it may be. But I think that's what the problem is. Some in this incident, because now it's in the prison more so than any time before. I was down there it wasn't like it is now. And I've been down 19 years ago. When I was down there, it was some down there, but not like it is now. It's more than now because, like I say, I feel that they done found a way to tame them inmates.
So, yeah, perhaps you're right. That would be an inconspicuous way to keep the campers happy by keeping them subdued and sedated off of drugs. Basically, makes your job easier, particularly when you're having to deal with, as you said, hardened criminals,
Rowdy inmates,
violent criminals, and whatnot. So I
Mm-hmm.
can easily see that. Okay, so let's kind of move on to a different aspect of this story, and talk about some possible prevention or insurance, if you will. You came up with a brilliant idea. I guess it was spurred from the conversation that you had with Mr. Bowie's mother,
Yes.
and you came up with insurance policies for the indigent.
Yes, and I came up with this thing because he didn't have no insurance. She didn't have no insurance on him. And like I said, I thank my mother. May God bless her soul and grant her the highest state in paradise. But my mama had me on the insurance when I was locked up. When I took her bills and all that from her when I retired her, she had insurance on me. So I just took the policy up and paid it, and had my wife and my sister and my daughter as my beneficiaries. It ain't no. It's like $25,000. To bury me. Maybe pay my last expenses or whatever. And that's all we want to do. In this case with the inmates, what we're trying to do is we're gonna go and get with the parents, people that they know that's out here, their relative, and get with them and get a little policy on them just to bury them, just to put them in the ground, and I think that'll be a good thing to do, and it's like pennies on a dollar, man. It's real cheap. It probably like $10 a month, $20 a month, man. It ain't high for a $10,000 policy. Cause when I buried my mother, it was under $10,000 with her headstone and everything. We had to pay probably about $1,000 over because we got her a nice headstone. But what I'm saying, you can get a nice headstone and everything for $10,000, right at $10,000. So, like I say, I think that'd be a good thing to implement, and then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get with Imam Alameen. We're trying to get an insurance agent to be an insurance agent. He's going to school for it, so we can kind of go in there and get with the parent, get with their parents or their relatives or whatnot, wives or whatever, and try to get them insured, man. So if they die in prison, because we don't know if they're going to die in prison, they're going to get out. But if they happen to die in prison, then the families will have a relief where they're going to have to be trying to go on a GoFundMe or trying to collect money to bury.
Insurance policies for the indigent. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it is a worthy cause. I think a lot of people would be interested in signing up for that, particularly for those family members who have other family members that's going to be incarcerated and locked up for a very long time, and are aware of the very things that we are talking about, the possibilities of these prison overdoses, the drugs, of course, being supplied by somebody from the outside, right? And obviously somebody who's running the prison,
Yeah, exactly.
is getting that in there. But I think it's a brilliant idea. So let's go ahead and move on to the second topic, Charles. I want to start off by asking you a question. can a prophet make a profit?
Yeah. Yeah, you can make a profit. But you got to have, and I say when you say candy, it's a question.
More or less, is it proper for
It's
a
not proper. It's not proper.
prophet to make a profit?
Then I'm gonna put it in this way where y'all can understand where I'm coming from. When he said, "Can a prophet make a profit?" That's a question he asked. Yes, he can, but is it proper? No, it's not proper because most of the money that's in the churches and the synagogues and the mosques is coming from the congregation. But I'm saying to my audience is that the church should have a business model to operate the church or the mosques or the synagogues and have the congregation to do what they do, whatever they do, and pay their tithes and offering and whatever they don't do. And I'm thinking that when I say can he can make a profit off a business model. Yes, but not from the congregation.
So, yeah, I have a little thing that, or I notice certain things, right, that I don't believe other people notice. Like, it's weird that we have maybe perhaps 10 super mega churches right here on this strip, right?
5 mile radius.
Right.
5 mile radius. We got about
about 10 of them.
About 10 of them.
I mean, we can name them off.
Yeah.
Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, Friendship West, Ibach, Full Gospel Holy Temple, Cornerstone, Antioch.
But they Bible, what's it called?
That's
one. No, the other one. Tony.
Oak
not
Cliff.
Evan. Friendship West.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Okay, Friendship West. Right.
So that's like 7 right
there.
there.
Yeah, you did Friendship West.
Yeah,
and what's this one right here? These two together right here off of when I'm leaving here, right here. What's that one name? It's two of them by each other. Did you name that one? I forgot the name.
Yeah, one of them is Antioch.
And it's another. It's like 3 of them right there.
Right there, right. And then of course the in between right there is the Bible College.
Right.
It's the seminary school.
Seminary school.
And perhaps maybe that's why, you got these churches surrounding the seminary school, but right here by itself is the Presbyterian church.
Yeah, right here on the corner right
it's
here.
Presbyterian. Of course you got
Potter
House.
You got TD Snakes.
About not even 10 miles away.
Probably about 10 miles.
Up Keys there.
Up Keys, yeah.
So, but I noticed that, right? And what I see is the community's chest. That is the community's money. Those multi-million-dollar businesses house the community's money for the last 40, 50 years. What I see is a very rich community that don't take advantage of their own wealth. That's what I see. And I see that these pastors perhaps, have just been collecting the community's money. And that's where all of our economic lies. That's anything that we want to do is all contained in between those mega churches there, those buildings.
Yes.
Right? So my last point I want to make on the proper protocol for profits when they're making a profit. Like, another thing I noticed is that the pastors' 4 kids all get degrees and go to great schools, but the congregation who supported the church and gave their money basically just sent the pastor's kids, all of his kids, to college, but none of the congregations, the mothers or the fathers in the congregation, none of their kids get funded to go to school just like the pastor kids. So that's kind of improper protocol to me.
Yes.
Right?
And I think, let me just dive in here on it, not to cut you off, but just to dive in here on it. I feel that the money that you just said a while ago is millions of dollars that's going through these churches, And I feel very strongly that they should have a college fund built up over these years so they can send the people that belong to this church, everybody who belongs to this church, like the pastor kids, all of them get a chance to go to college. That's what, and then, but what I'm saying is, I said this before, is that the elites, whoever's in the government, whoever was getting this money, because it's taking it from our community. It ain't, you see, if you can see around here, you know, you got these houses, got houses is around like your house is nice. It's a nice neighborhood. It's been a nice neighborhood since I was a young kid. Everybody loved this neighborhood because they had nice houses all over here on both sides of the street. Right by that YMCA right here, it's a lot of nice houses. So it's money here, but why is them all of them just crowded up here? I feel this. Check it out now. So with us knowing that it's a good community here, it don't much have to be did here too much compared to on Ledbetter, compared to over there off of Overton. Oh, you know what I mean? On the other side of Ledbetter, over here off of Illinois, all over there. So if you look over that way, it ain't no big churches over there. They got little bitty house churches, little bitty churches. Only big church over there is that one on Ledbetter. What that was? Oh man, what's the name of that church, man? Carver Heights, Carver Heights, ain't that what it is? Carver Heights Church. That's the biggest church that's over there in that area, right there on Ledbetter.
Okay, so should a prophet make a profit? You were speaking on a business model and the proper business model to have as a minister, a prophet. Should a prophet make a profit? I mean, you do have operating expenses, right?
Yeah, it should.
You mentioned job training in some instances that the churches should be providing, or that's a service that you would provide if you were in that position.
Yeah.
But how are you going to pay the people to train the congregation? So talk about that.
Well,
should a prophet make a
well,
profit?
yes.
I mean, you do have operating expenses.
He should have a model where, you know, the pastor get paid. He got a salary or whatever, but he got staff so they can, like you say, they can operate these type of job training and mental health classes and all the stuff that they got to help our community thrive. This is what we need the pastors to start doing, you know, which they haven't done in over 40 years. They ain't gonna do it because the elites is not don't want them to do it. That's why they crowded here, because there ain't much that they need to do in this area. But people getting old though. So when they get older, the house start running down. I don't see too many houses over here ran down. Have you? I don't mean many of them. Not many.
No, like most of Dallas, people are really trying to get situated somewhere, and it doesn't necessarily matter how old the house is, because they're gonna renovate it
right
anyway. So yeah, a popular area to do that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm feeling very strongly that you say, should he make a profit? He should make a profit for the community. For the community, like really, really get out in the community and see what's really needed instead of just passing out this food. That's all I see all the churches do, pass out food. It's more deeper. If you can give them a job, y'all can go and get with these, like, cause y'all got IBM, y'all got FedEx, y'all got all them people that work for the companies in the church. So we should have that, when you have job training, we should be able to get jobs, we should be able to get training, we should be able to get everything we need in each church. Cause I guarantee you each church has somebody that can put the congregation who need a job on a job. So we're gonna end with this. Like and subscribe to Taqwa Ministry, and just know that we're gonna bring more content, and y'all keep tuned. Thank y'all and have a blessed day.